My dear class 3 student, again you have one more video. So in this video now we are going to learn lesson number 5 English workbook. The name of the lesson, the dog nut. So in this lesson now you are going to read a passage. The title of the page is Peter and the Wolf. This is a story about a boy, a shepherd boy, Peter, and the wolf. So before reading this story, say I would say something that Peter is a young boy who lives in a village. He is a shepherd boy. That means he tends sheep. So now let's try to read the story. Then let's see what happened to Peter. So now start reading the story. Peter was a young boy who lived in a small village. He had no family, but he had lots of friends. The people of the village asked Peter to take their sheep to the mountains. So, early in the morning, he walked up the mountains with lots of sheep around him. So in the first paragraph, say Peter was a young boy. So Peter was a very young boy who lived in a small village. So where he lived? He lived in a small village. He had no family. That means he is a orphan. But he had lots of friends. The people of the village asked Peter to take their sheep to the mountain. So Peter had no family, but he had lots of friends. The people of the village asked Peter to take their sheep to the mountain. That means the villager asked Peter to take their sheep to the mountains. So early in the morning, he walked up the mountain with lots of sheep around him. So in the very early morning, Peter took the villager's sheep to the mountains with him. So in the early morning, Peter went to the mountain with lots of sheep. During the day, he looked after the sheep, counted them, played his flute, climbed up the trees. He talked to the sheep, but they did not answer him. Of course, so he was very lonely up there in the mountains. So during the day, Peter looked after the sheep and counted them by playing his flute. Climb up the tree. Peter also climbing up the tree and playing flute and counted the number of the sheep. He talked to the sheep, but they did not answer him. Then Peter trying to talk to the sheep, but the sheep did not answer anything to him. So he was very lonely up there in the mountains. Due to that, Peter was very lonely up there in the mountains. Why? Because the sheep did not answer anything to him whatever he asked question. One day he decided to play a trick on the people of the village. Because of his loneliness, one day he decided to play a trick on the people of the village. That means he wanted to play trick to the villagers. He cried loudly for help. Wolf, wolf, please help me. So one day he started his trick. Say he cried loudly for help by saying, Wolf, wolf, please help me. Some men and women appeared in the street and walked quickly to help Peter. Say some men and the women of the villages say appeared in the street means they came in the street and they walked very quickly to help Peter. But when they arrived there was no wolf at all. Say, is there were no wolves at all. So when the villagers arrived near Peter, they found no wolf at all. That means there were no wolves. Peter laughed and laughed at them, but they were not very pleased with him. So on seeing the villagers, Peter laughed and laughed, and the villagers were not very pleased with Peter because the villagers thought that the real wolf was there to eat their sheep, but actually there were no wolves at all. Then Peter played trick to the villagers. So, as there were no wolves at all, the villagers tried to return home, and they returned home. They means the villagers, the villagers returned home. Some days later, then after some days, when Peter was in the mountains, a real wolf appeared and attacked the sheep. Say after some days, when Peter was in the mountains, a real wolf, this time a real wolf appeared and attacked the sheep of Peter. The boy tried to fight the wolf, but it was too dangerous. So Peter tried to fight with the wolf, but the wolf appeared to be very dangerous to him. So Peter cried loudly for help. Wolf, wolf, please help me. So again this time Peter really cried loudly for help. Wolf, wolf, please help me. So this time a real wolf coming out and attacked the sheep. So in this time Peter again cried loudly for help to the villagers. But this time nobody answered. The people of the village stayed at home because they did not believe Peter anymore. So at first as Peter playing trick to the villagers were not happy with the Peter. That's why when a real wolf came out, then Peter cried for help. At this time, no one came to Peter to help because the villagers did not believe Peter anymore. As he played trick to the villagers at first, poor Peter, nobody helped him and he had to run to the village for help. So as nobody came up to Peter to help him, finally Peter had to run to the village for help. So the message given by this passage is that don't tell lie. Otherwise, if you tell lies, you may get trouble. So whenever we speak or we do anything, we should do correctly, properly. So if you tell lie, then one day you will get trouble. And if you tell lie to your friends or to your parents, and whenever they know your lie, they will not believe you. So always time you should try to do the truth one. So this is the end of the story. So now let's see exercise. Say exercise A. Match the fears according to the pages. So uh, already we did the story. Then mm, after reading the story, you have to match the fear. Say already your class teacher has given you the study material. So from that study material, you have to try to do in your textbook by looking the study material. So try to do yourself. So try to do at your textbook. Then let's see exercise B. Exercise B, answer these questions. Say, why did Peter decide to play a trick on the villagers? Then question number 2, why did not the villagers help him the second time? Say, for this number 1 answer, Peter decided to play a trick on the villagers because he was feeling bored. He was lonely with no one to talk to. So this answer already given to you. So try to write here. Then question number 2, the villagers did not believe him the second time, so they did not come to help. So for the second question, why did not the villagers help him the second time? God, the villagers did not help him the second time, so they did not come to help me. Say the villagers did not believe him the second time, so they did not come to help him. Say the villagers were not believe Peter anymore. Then next exercise, the vocabulary. Say whether the fear of the words have the same meaning. Synonym, say similar meaning, means same meanings, what we call synonym, or are opposite, that means antonym. Say decrease, then diminish, so this is synonym. Then combine, then mix, this is also synonym. Then absorb, then lick, this is antonym. Then refuse, deny, this is synonym. Then the last one, abandon, then keep, this is antonym, having opposite meaning. Then absorb, leave, also opposite meaning. Then decrease, diminish, combine, mix, then refuse, deny, this have the similar meaning, that's why we call synonym. Then next, let's see grammar. So in this grammar section, now we are going to learn adjectives. Adjectives are describing words. They tell us more about nouns or add some meaning to them. Adjectives can tell about what something looks like, smells like, tastes like, feel like, and sounds like. So adjectives are describing words. That means adjectives are the words that describe some words. Say it may describe a noun or pronoun. So they tell us more about nouns or add some meaning to them. That means they qualify noun or pronoun. So adjective are the words that qualify a noun or a pronoun. So adjectives can tell us about what something looks like, smell, taste, and then taste like, feel like, and sound like. So for example, the red rose smell very nice. So this word red and the nice qualify rose. So the what kind of rose is that? This is red rose. So many rose color is there. It may be yellow, white rose is there, yellow rose is also there. So this is red rose. And then how is the smell? Smell is nice. Then the kind lady gave some food to the hungry man. What kind of lady? Kind lady. Then what kind of man? Hungry man. So this hungry qualified this noun man. Then this word kind qualify the word lady. So exercise A, write a suitable adjective for each picture. Choose from the word in the box. So from inside the box we see 6 words. So for this 6 word we have to write here. Say elephant. This elephant is very large. So we have to write here large. Then tortoise. Tortoise is very slow. you have to write slow. Then this is what? This is rose, that is red, so you have to write here red. Then this is cake. Cake is what? Whenever we taste the cake, it feels very delicious, so you have to write here delicious. Then this is a doll lady, you have to write here doll. Then this is what we see, the doll see very happy, so we have to write here happy. Then complete this sentence with adjectives that are opposite in meaning to the highlighted one. So you have to write the opposite word of this highlighted word. So already for this, your sir has provided you the study material. So from that you have to write the answer. Then complete this table. So positive, comparative, then superlative. So all these words are adjective words. From this adjective words, so uh, adjectives was in the positive degree, then that adjective word can be written in the comparative degree, then that adjective word can be written in the superlative degree. Say suppose positive hot, then in the comparative you have to write here hotter, then here hottest. Then for this wiser you have to write here wise, then this is wisest. Then higher you have to write in positive high, then in the superlative you have to write highest. Then sweep, sweeper, sweepest. Sweep, sweeper, sweepest. Then strong, stronger, strongest. Then long, longer, longest. Big, bigger, biggest. So already your teacher has provided you study method. From that try to write the answer here. Then some more is here. Smallest, so comparative, smaller, then positive, small, then large, larger, largest, then bright, brighter, brightest. Then one writing is here. A. Complete the pages about Tarun's holiday. Use the verb from the works in the correct forms. So some verbs are there inside the bracket, inside the box. So for this word, you have to write the correct form of the verb. So that is the last year, on the first day of his holiday. So this is the last year. So you have to change all these present form of the verb into past form of the verb. So whenever you write the answer here, you have to write in the past form. Say eat, you have to write ate. Then sleep, slept. Go, you have to write here went. Then get up, got up. So like this, you have to write the answer in the past form. So for this also already you got the answer from the study material provided to you by your subject teacher. So last year on the first day of his holiday, Tarun got up at 9 o'clock. He ate idlis and eggs for his breakfast. After breakfast, he went to the swimming pool and swam for an hour. Then he went to the beach. He slept on the beach. It was very hot. After an hour, Tarun became very red. Then he saw some boys and girls with a football. Tarun and the boys played football together. Then Tarun had an accident. The boys took Tarun to the hospital and he was there for hours. Now Tarun can't swim or play football. Poor Tarun. So from the study material, so write the correct answer here. So for this lesson number, for this lesson, workbook lesson number 5 finish. So try to read the question and answer, then try to read the story very carefully, then try to read those exercise. So this is the end of the lesson number 5. So try to by heart all those question answer and try to read the story very carefully. Finish.